Mangroves are essential to marine life sustainability. They range in different sizes and each have a different purpose. Florida has strict laws regulating the removal and maintenance of mangroves. 75% of the game fish and 90% of the commercial species in South Florida depend on the mangrove system. They stretch all across the coastlines of Florida and are home to many fish, bird, and insect species. There are 3 types of mangroves: red mangroves, black mangroves, and white mangroves. Red mangroves, also known as walking trees, have a yellow flower and are pollinated by wind. Red mangroves are native to Florida, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. They are naturally found alongside the seashore of saltwater atmospheres. They have a root system like no other that anchors them into the ground of the seafloor. They can grow between 80 to 20 feet and create a shrub-like appearance. The major threat of these plants are from human development. Also, hurricanes and frost can disrupt the growing process. Black mangroves look more like a tree rather than a spidery shrub like red mangroves. They have a slick green leaf and are dark-colored trunks and grow between 50 to 65 feet in height. The leaves act like filters, leaving salt particles and contracting the water for extra growth. In the summertime, they blossom white flowers. Unlike red mangroves, their seeds start above water and farther up the shoreline. Black mangroves are native to Bermuda, the southern United States, and West Indies. They also hold a threat from storms and development. Fun fact, black mangroves are considered a protected species on island Bermuda because of all the known storms since 2011. White mangroves are considered to be the most sensitive to cold weather compared to red mangroves and black mangroves. The small shrub is distinctly different by its leaf and root system. The leaf of a white mangrove is rounded at the base and the tip, and they have a smooth underneath. They also have a tree-like structure and are the furthest growing on land compared to red and black mangroves. Many species thrive off the mangrove systems. 3 native species that thrive off of mangrove systems are clams, mussels, fish, and birds that I saw. Clams and mussels attach themselves to the roots and get nutrients from the surrounding area. Additionally, fish like juvenile mangrove snapper are used as a shelter and feed off the nutrients from all the living organisms. An assortment of birds are also using the mangroves for shade and resting spots off the branches higher up. After watching a short film, how Joe was able to grow up in the 1930s to now, and how the mangroves and island has changed, it was pretty exciting to understand that. Joe was able to see the growing changes since the 1930s. Only a few hundred people lived there during the time. Now thousands of people visit this place each month. What was interesting to me was that the shrimp boats came in the 1950s and couldn't understand why they couldn't catch shrimp like on the West Coast. They later to find out that on the East Coast, shrimp feed at night. Now, Trico Shrimp and other shrimp companies dock their boats and stations in St. Carlos Pass. This brought a lot of money to the community and a different type of income for an assortment of family workers. Also, back then, the island was natural and had very little structure. Now, almost every 30 feet, there's either a parking lot, a hotel, a restaurant, or even just a stand of people trying to sell things and advertise. The video brought great history from back then to now and how it's changed over time. After watching the videos and understanding how mangrove systems actually work, I was able to distinguish the 3 different types of mangroves and see how much wildlife actually relies on the root system to survive. Now I understand why Florida has such strict regulations on mangroves and why they are essential to the Florida living style of marine ecosystems.